What's up, everybody? This is Nadir, one third of the pop group that is GamesMusicLyfe. Back with a quick review about this Joe Budden album that dropped today, Rage and the Machine. Being the residential Joe Budden fan of the podcast, I definitely was looking forward to this project, and I wanted to be the one to review it on my own. And because I think Jay and shout out to Jay, shout out to Kev, they probably would have killed, not even giving it a fair shot. But I think this album is one of which you can listen to, and it's kind of hard not to listen to it and appreciate the art behind it, but also you kind of get a good glimpse of what Joe Budden is as far as the rapper. I'm on record as far as saying that I'm a big Joe Budden fan. I think that he makes music that I can relate to. He's made songs that actually kind of mirror my life and what I was going through at times, or what just situations that you're going through, whether it be happy, sad, whatever. I'm not a depressed individual, but I kind of can understand how some people can take certain things and not be strong with them, and then kind of find a depressing way about it. But his album isn't, the music that he makes. Now, he is known for his Mood Music series, Mood Music 1, 2, and 3. If you have never listened to those, definitely go check those out. I think a lot of people put Joe Budden in a pocket and thinking that the Pump It Up rapper is who he is, which actually that was kind of his commercial success. And I'm sure he wouldn't even, shy away from the fact that Pump It Up's probably made him a lot of money. But because we've seen it on soundtracks and other crazy movies or whatever. But nonetheless, this project he puts out today, that dropped today, was really high anticipated on my list. I know a lot of Joe Budden fans, which he has kind of a cult following, have been waiting to hear this music. And if you follow Joe on Twitter or Instagram, you kind of you get a good glimpse into his life and what he's kind of talking about, the things that he's into. And I listen to his podcast from time to time, and he kind of talks about just the industry and how he doesn't know how to play industry. So I think that some of those discretions, as far as him not knowing how to play industry, kind of came through on this album, because he could have used a couple different features on it on certain spots. I think it would have been a lot just better if he had some features on some of, maybe just two of the tracks, and I'll point those out individually as far as with that. But nonetheless, I mean, he gave us 11 songs in this album. Now, it's really a short album. Altogether, it's probably about 45 to maybe 50 minutes of music, but it's grown man music. If you listen to it, definitely give it a shot. It's something that I think if you're above 25, you'll understand it more. If you're 25 and under, you might want to just pass on it. I think the thing about it is, though, with like this, with Joe Budden, is like he made this album, and I think that the music is good music, but it's sad because I don't know if a lot of people will hear it. People who are not looking for him. Now, I think that the whole him going at Drake kind of gave him a little bit of a buzz, and maybe some young people will just kind of listen to him. But I think Joe Budden, kind of like Wale, it's like it's fun to not like him, and certain people listen to him to kind of see what he'll say next. But I think that if you listen to it, give it a shot, you'll appreciate the fact that it is very, very good music. It starts off with the track 3. Now, one thing about this album that kind of put me in a different state of mind is that he titled the album Rage and the Machine, him being Rage and the Machine being A-Rab Music, the producer that he strictly worked with on this album. I think the album shows A-Rab's good sides and some of his repetitive sides. Some of the beats that A-Rab has made in the past been a little bit repetitive to me. Like, you can listen to it and kind of hear his sound. But on some of the tracks, he kind of goes soulful. And I think that's something that the game is missing. And I definitely thought it was a breath of fresh air that he went to that. Some of the samples that he used, whether it be Jay-Z's Rockefeller sample, which I think that Joe, if he had a good relationship with Jay and could get Jay on the track, it would have been an epic track. I mean, that would have been epic to have him on the song. And some of the other samples that were used on the album was very soulful, and I really could appreciate that. With Kanye going his lane and not doing the soul beats anymore, I think A-Rab definitely knocked that one out the park on some of these tracks. 3 starts off with Joe introducing himself as Rage, kind of getting you ready for the album. It's kind of raspy, kind of just not typical Joe, I would say. In the past, he's been really smooth as far as like just telling stories, which he does shine on this album, telling some stories about his life, some of the things that he's gone through, some of the situations he's been through. And but this one, he kind of just introduces you to Rage. And I don't know if he's going to go by the name Rage from time to time. I don't know. Decent track. I thought he kind of like, it felt like he was forcing some of the bars out, like as far as like forcing the words. The flow was there, but the words, the voice, I should say, it just sounded like he was forcing some of it out. Next track is Uncle Joe. Dope track. He goes into how, people refer to him as the old head. As being from the same age group, I can be referred to as kind of the older cat, to certain people. But it's funny how lives, as far as time periods, parallel. Like my parallel as far as now versus the kids that are out now, they kind of can relate to each other, whether they wear Jordans, the fashion, things of that nature. But it's like he refers to himself, or people refer to him as Uncle Joe, but he kind of just lets you know, like, I'm cooler than a lot of you cats. And I think he did a very good job on that one. The next track was Serious with him and Joel Ortiz. So he went with his group mate from Slaughterhouse. Him and Joel go back and forth on bars. Very good track. Joel can rap. Joey can rap. They kind of just go back and forth. I don't really know if I like the beat selection on that one. Joel and him went back and forth on Warfare, which is on Mood Music 3, I remember. And it was a very dope track as well. But I think that one was a little bit better than this one. So I had to compare the two. And even though I didn't like the beat selection on this one, I thought it was very good. The bars were there, but just the beat, could have been a little bit better. By Law, knocked out the park. I'm sorry. Dope track. He talked about just his life as far as just bars, and I think that's one thing that will eventually come back in music. I think it is coming back with rappers like Chance the Rapper and Kendrick and like Dave East, some of these younger guys that really take their art, not just a beat and just riding over it and mumble rap. I'm not a fan of mumble rap. I don't even know what the heck some of these cats are saying, but I can appreciate bars, and I think Joey gave us that on that one. Forget, it's only a minute and 30 seconds long, but he talked about how, just forgetting the past, as far as, just forget about the people that were greats during the time, and you forget about them. But like I said, it's only a minute and 30. He gave us just a couple bars about that, and then it goes into I Gotta Ask, which is once again, another good track. The thing about that one is the one I was saying with Jay-Z. If he would have had Jay on that one, because he goes into Jay's cadence, and if you listen to it, you'll understand what I'm saying. If he had Jay on that track, it'd have been dope, but getting Jay-Z on the feature is probably not going to happen from anybody. Next track, Time for Work with Imani. That's his homeboy. He sings. Very good track. Imani bodies it. I always liked Imani's music. Joe kind of goes into, kind of his... It sounds like Joe's in a good place on this album. It sounds like he's definitely in a good place. He's found love. His last album, which was All Love Lost, he kind of, got people out of their pocket. Now he came back in love, and I think he's put himself in a good space. I think he's in a good space musically, and I think this album, he had creative control over a lot of it. So, it kind of shines through. The next track is Wrong One. Once again, he kind of reminds us of the Rage album, of himself. of being Rage, and he talked about how, don't get it twisted. He is an older cat, but he's still a man, and will come get at you if he needs to. So that was the I'm Tough track. I liked it. I liked it. Next one, I Want to Know, featuring Stacey Berth. Good song. Once again, that one, the beat selection, I once again kind of thought about, like, I would have liked to hear something a little bit better. But it goes with the album. It fits the theme of the album, and it definitely goes through very well. Idols. He just talked about, some of the people he looked at as idols, and talked about how great music has been in the past, and he kind of would like to see it come back. My opinion of the entire album, the project was very, was very good. I think even if you're not a Joe Budden fan, if you listen to it, you will appreciate it. But once again, it's grown folk rap, which means we don't listen to that mumble rap. Okay, if you're if you're 25 and under, you might want to listen to something else because you listen to the beat and want to turn up. Older cats, you listen to this, you can appreciate that good rap is back, and I think good rap is here. With some of the younger people too. But this one will definitely remind you of that. So I rate this album at an 84. I think it's one of which I'm going to keep on my phone for a little bit. I'm definitely going to listen to it a little bit more and digest it. And definitely, I would like to hear what you guys think. What do you think? Do you think I'm tripping? Do you think it's higher? Do you think it's lower? Leave a comment below. We do this thing called GamesMusicLyfe pretty much every week. We make videos. We talk about music, games, music, and also definitely life. So definitely leave a comment below. Subscribe to the channel. Shout out to Jay. Shout out to Kev. This is 1/3 of the pop group that is GamesMusicLyfe. Nate here. Drink more water. Peace.